Yeah, let's start again with Carlos and Edward, both still questionable. Um, Progress, so we are trying to move these guys along as quickly as we can, um, and doing it in a way that doesn't push them over the top. So questionable for this game. The one that gets added, unfortunately, is Poncho. Poncho MCL injury. That's what took him off on the tackle by Shofis right before halftime. And so I think that will have him out for a few weeks. Just that every game becomes extra important, especially when you're playing games against teams in the conference, teams that are in the same positions. So certainly, I was really pleased with the overall effort in the last game. I thought we handled the game in a good way. San Jose is never an easy team to play against. Loved the way we started. Important to get the first goal. I thought that our ability in the first half to mix moments of pressing with moments of being compact in a mid block. And I think those are important parts of the game against Dallas as well.
So just in terms of like the intensity or the pressure you feel around the moment as a club, it's the same as other experiences you've had, relegation battles or other types of competitions when it comes down to the end.
Yeah, you try to keep everybody going in a positive way. I said the other day that um, we didn't expect to be in this spot this year, but we are. And so there's no looking backwards. It's keeping everybody alive. You can never be afraid of these kind of challenges. The most important thing is the mentality of the group, playing every game with a real commitment to our ideas, playing every game with a real commitment for each guy to give to the team in every way that he can, whether they're starter or reserve.
And lastly, from me here, you're playing teams where it's that 6 point switch, and then you're playing teams like Dallas that seem to be out of it at this point. Is anything different in terms of the way the focus is among the team, or you don't have that, hey, we're in direct competition with this team idea? How do these games differ than the ones you're going to say against Minnesota?
We know that Dallas is a difficult team, especially at home. They have talent, and they have not played in a stretch. They made a coaching change some weeks back, so those are all things that ensure that we're on guard and expect a tough game. So every game's important. There's 3 points at stake in every single game. Yes, when we get to Minnesota, there'll be a slightly different message, just in terms of uh, a 6 point type game. But we can't look past Dallas. We need points in all games, and we still have a lot of respect for their football. They have some very good players. Everybody is very aware of how Pepe has developed throughout these last few years and how good he's been of late. So we go there knowing the kind of game, knowing that Dallas is always a difficult team, especially at home. They play good football.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Josh. Max, go ahead.
Thanks, Seth. Hello, Bob. A couple from me. Just the looking at Chicho and the ability to win penalties, and obviously for him to convert them, it's a wrinkle that we didn't really see with LAFC earlier. I think they had one penalty. Is there an art behind it to being able to put yourself in the position, or an ability to put Chicho in a position to be able to win those penalties, or how have you seen that?
I've said a few times that Chicho is a striker that goes into the tough spots. He's not somebody that hangs on the fringe and waits for the ball to come to him. And so his willingness to go into tough spots, put his body in. He's clever with his movement. And as a team, it's important that we play passes into dangerous spots, that we dribble, that we're aggressive. That when you do those things, that's when you make it difficult for the defenders. One of the things that we talk about a lot is just our ability when we move forward to get into the penalty box with passes, with dribbles. There's a time for shooting from outside the box, but I think the best attacking teams find really good ways to get into the box, and that's something that we've talked about from the very beginning around here.
A question about Latif, who started obviously the
Good energy. I think that Latif in the midfield always gives good energy. Um, Still, uh, we're always trying to find the balance. He's very good at keeping the ball in tight spots, and then in other moments trying to encourage him to look forward and play forward a little bit quicker and connect some passes that get us as a team into the attack. But his energy is something that absolutely plays a key role, especially when we talk about um, creating some turnovers in the midfield that lead to transition.
And then final, just a quick thought on Pepe overall. Is anyone he remind you of, or how have you seen his development as the striker that he's become?
Yeah, very good movement, really good finisher, and personality. When I had the chance to be around them for the couple of days with the All Star game, I just loved the way he carries himself. He's into it. He's confident, and he's got a real personality. And I think that's something that we've seen already with the national team. So it's exciting to see a young striker with those qualities.
Thanks, Bob. Good luck. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Max. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey, boss. Sorry, just to follow up with the team traveling from Texas to Minnesota. Are Carlos and Edward expected to travel with you guys for that, or are they staying behind just for further recovery?
They will not. It's likely that they will not travel to Dallas. Those are some discussions that we'll finish up when I go inside. Um, and then the possibility, if they continue to make the progress that we hope to be ready for the next game. But we are still discussing both situations, and we'll determine the best way to handle that.
Thank you.
We'll just do two more quick ones. Fred, go ahead.
Hi, Bob. You mentioned the other day about how the substitutes were instrumental in the victory against San Jose. Could you give me your overall assessment of the league substitution policy for the last 2 years? And how do you guys approach it? And do you see it continuing on with the 5-man substitution past a couple of more years?
I don't have a good answer as to whether it's going to continue. What it does mean when you have a lot of games in a short amount of time, it allows you to be a little bit more proactive with moves, knowing that obviously you have the 2 extra substitutes to use. So it certainly, when you consider the situation that everybody in the world faced last year coming out of the pandemic, going straight into schedules that were packed with games, it gave all teams a little bit more opportunity to figure out how to handle the loads. And then you just used it in a way that fit your team. Going forward, I don't know the best answer. I don't know whether it would be best going back to 3. I've read articles that people think 4 is the right number now. So I'm not sure about what's best moving forward. But certainly we've got 4 games coming up in 10, 11, 12 days. And so those extra subs do help in terms of trying to balance the playing loads and keep guys fresh and without injury.
All right, thank you. Last question, Bob. Just you've talked about it before, how important the supporters have been. We know we're expecting supporters to travel to some of these road games coming up. What is it? How is it with these big games? Kind of what does it mean for you and the team to look up and hear this chants even on the road?
Our supporters continue to drive us. I know that there's disappointment in the position that we're in right now, but in a club where there's a real connection with supporters, there's, like I said earlier, there's no time for looking backwards. It's everybody sticking together, everybody fighting together. And when we look into the crowd in away games and we see our loyal away supporters, it's that extra motivation and that extra support that sometimes makes a difference. So I'll thank all of those away supporters that are going to be in Dallas and let them know that we appreciate their efforts and their commitment to our team.